I hate neutral. Ah, good. Okay. Hi everyone. You're welcome to my channel. My name is Jifa, and thank you for clicking to watch this video. For today's video, I'm looking at a trip I had with some of my friends to Kibuye. Currently, I live in Rwanda, so yeah, just to mention. And the video is going to describe how we went about stuff. Hopefully that will help you to plan for a similar trip. Also, some of the places we went to. So in total, it was 4 days, 3 nights for the trip. Okay. And before I even go into the video, I want to mention, so all the places that we saw, I have summarized in a video that I've shared on my TikTok page, and I would insert the link below. Now for this trip, we didn't use any agencies. It was mainly friends who we knew, yeah, local people. And if you need any contact, I would also add my Instagram page so that you can send a text, and then I'll send you the contact, because I can't share. It's not appropriate to share contacts publicly, and then you can call them and hopefully plan a trip for yourself. Okay, so I've made notes on my laptop and I will just be staring, yeah, so I don't go off track. All right, so let me start from the location. So the first thing, where did we go? We went to Kibuye, which is in Rwanda, maybe southern Rwanda, I'm not sure, southern province or something, I'm not sure. I can check and put that up somewhere here. So we went to Kibuye, 4 days, 3 night trip. It was during our mid-term break. We left on a Saturday. And came back on Tuesday evening, right? before I go into the video, yeah, like the details of the trip, I just want to add that if you're going to plan a trip with people, when you're in a new space, it should be people you have a vibe with. Because if you're going on a trip and you can't connect on a certain level with the people, your energies have to match to an extent to enjoy the trip. Okay, and this is a trip with friends. You don't want someone being annoying, they don't listen, like you need calm people. Because this trip, if I think one good thing was, so we're 3 Ghanaians and one person from Burundi, and I think one very good thing was the fact that everybody had a certain level of maturity to be calm. Okay, like you can't stress anybody, basically. Yeah. And nobody's going to be responsible for you past a certain extent, so you have to be intentional about not being a burden on your colleagues. Yes. So that was the kind of people. So I went with 4 people. I'm going to introduce them briefly and the roles they played on the trip. So the first person I want to introduce would be David. Maybe I'll insert his picture here somewhere, so let me put my hand. With David. So what was his role on the trip? He drove, so he was partly a driver at certain points. I think primarily he was a DJ for the trip, because throughout the trip he was just hitting us with songs and songs and songs from East Africa, everywhere, Europe, everywhere, and they were actually nice. I mean, I didn't admit it on the trip because I also wanted a chance to play the songs I liked. I don't think did I get that chance? I think it was just one song. But yeah, he controlled the music throughout and it was nice actually. So next person was Chris, and Chris was also a driver. I think he drove most of the journey because he drove all the way there, and I think when we're coming back, David drove, but that was very short. Yeah, so David was the part-time driver, but Chris was the main driver. Very calm on the steering wheel. You need friends that are, you understand? Yeah. So you know your life is in good hands. Yeah, so that was Chris, and then the next person is Divine. So Divine is Burundian, but I mean she spent a lot of time in Ghana. We consider her Ghanaian. She considers herself Ghanaian actually, which is very beautiful. And I'll say she was a vibe on the trip, honestly. She had mentioned she was going to cancel, she couldn't come. I didn't like that. Like it hurt me, but I was trying to be understanding, and then later she said she was going to come, so that was really good. And then when she came to, she brought all her energy. That was very important. And it was awesome. honestly. What was my role? So I was passenger princess. That was the name I got on the trip. Because I think it was David that gave that name, because he was like, Gigi, we are doing something. I just like, I can't do. I'm tired. I'm this. Yeah, but so that was me. So I was mainly passenger princess, and then I was the main planner of the trip. Yeah, I managed the putting together. Yeah, I managed the putting together. All right, so that's the kind of people we had on the trip, and then we'll go straight into day one. So day one was a Saturday. We left here being Kigali in the morning. So we had a car. We got a car for the journey. It was a RAV4. We had to sign some contracts. We took it in Chris's name, and then so he signed the paperwork and everything. So in the morning he picked all of us, myself first, then went to Divine, picked David. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so we picked David and off we went. The first stop we made was at a mall and we shopped. Ghanaians going for a trip. We were like, we are not going for this trip and then we will not eat our food. Because Ghanaians like spicy food and Rwandese they are not big on spice. Okay, and their food is obviously different from what we know. And we're like, well, if you're going to go for a trip, we want to eat our food. You get? And we want to be able to cook that. It's all part of the relaxation. So we shopped. Aside like buying the stuff, right? We were supposed to go to Fazenda, which is along the road to Kibuye. Now we couldn't go because it rained. So the rain ruined our first plan and we couldn't go to Fazenda. Yeah. So we were out of Kigali. The first main stop we made for relaxation was the coffee shop. So there's this coffee shop along the road. It's very calm and chill. We bought tea, choco drink and stuff, and then I think we spent roughly like 30 to 45 minutes there, and then we're back in the vehicle and on our way. Right after that, we went to Bridges of Prosperity. Bridges of Prosperity is not so exciting. It's just a bridge. Yeah. You would expect that because they call it Bridges to Prosperity. I don't know. There should be something waiting for you at the other end, but it was just grass and I think it was just grass and mud. It looked like they were building a new factory there though. Yeah. So maybe that will be the Prosperity eventually, but for us it was a nice bridge to cross. Yeah. And then the view was nice to see. But aside that, there's nothing on the other end that is so wow. Okay. Now we go from Bridges of Prosperity, we go to Indaba Waterfall. I loved this one. Very, very much. I'm not gonna lie. Now, when you get to Indaba Fall, there's no charge to go see the waterfall. But then there are some little boys who would help you. You hike down. Do we hike down? You can hike up. So you hike down the trail and then you get to the waterfall, and then when you're coming, you hike up. But the thing is, it's very slippery. Like the place is very slippery. You need the little boys to help you. No jokes. I think I fell on one. I fell. It was and that was even them helping me. So you need them. And my advice, that was standard. So after Ndaba Waterfall, we didn't see any place again. We go straight to Rwiza Lodge. By this time it's 6 p.m. when we are leaving Ndaba Waterfall. All right, so we get to Rwiza Lodge around 9 or 10. Okay, and we get there, we check in. You need your passports for that. We had soft copies of our passports. We knew ahead of time. So we checked in, we got the room, we had dinner, so we showered, had dinner. You pay for that. It's not part of the package, as they only serve breakfast as part of the package. Yes. So we had bonfire. So we finished eating, and then we showered, lit the bonfire, and then we ate. That's what I remember, or reverse, one of them. But the bonfire happened and it was a wonderful experience. We went around dancing. Yeah, it was nice. It was just freeing. That's how I'll call it. Yes. Yeah. So that was for day one. Okay. So day one passes, day two. Now day two, we only spent a night at Rwiza Lodge because we wanted the bonfire experience. Okay, so that was it for day one. And day two, we woke up early in the morning. Going back to my notes. Okay, so day two, we woke up early in the morning, and first thing we did, we prayed. I think. I don't remember. But after that, I mean, we changed. I think that was like around 7 a.m., right? Right? Yeah. We woke up, woke everybody up. We're going to swim in the lake. Like, let's all go, go, go. Everything on the trip was just everybody. Like, we didn't leave anybody behind. I think that was really important. So we woke up, everybody got ready. We changed into our swim stuff, took some pictures because the view is nice. The view is beautiful. So we took some individual pictures, for the flexing. And then we went into the lake. We swam. I think we did that roughly for about an hour or two. Not the swimming, but spending time around the swimming. Some people swam, some people didn't swim because they were scared of the water. They know themselves. Yeah. So after that, we had some hot water, so we just rinsed off the lake water and then we went to eat right after the lake. We finished eating before we went to shower. I mean, because we had rinsed ourselves with warm water, it was fun. So we checked out from the Rwiza Village at around 11. That was the checkout time. I think we were a little late, but they didn't hold that against us, which was very good. We checked out from Rwiza, packed everything into the car, and then we went for a boat ride. Most of the second day was actually spent on water. And another lovely day, by the way. It wasn't a 10 over 10, and I'll explain why. Day 2 was not 10 over 10. So we have a boat ride, we have a guide, 2 people, one person controlling the boat, the other person like telling us about the view and all. First stop we made was Chapeau de Napoleon. Okay, so we hiked up. See, that view is so beautiful. It's nice. Okay, it's nice. Like, it reminded me of this movie I watched, movies where it's like they are going into new territory. I watched one recently, I've forgotten the name. We finished from the Napoleon Hill, came down, we went to see the monkeys. So the monkey islands, okay, and I was promised to see blue-balled monkeys, but I didn't see that. I mean, I saw only one of them. It wasn't so exciting. I was expecting to see more. One thing we were told was if you want them to come out, you should give them, like, you should come with bananas. I don't know how we forgot that. I think I was expecting that when you get there, I don't know, they'll be on the trees dancing, like, that's what I was thinking. But we were told if you want them to come out, you have to come with bananas. And then, I mean, it's like one of them is on the lookout. So if he sees something good, he will signal his colleagues to come out and then you see more of them. But we saw just one monkey. We finished from there and then we went to Chateau de Gâteau. We went to Chateau Le Marara. Okay, now this place had 2 very interesting things that stood out. The castle is, I'll say 3 actually. So the first thing is, it's a nice place, but it's not extra. Yeah. You'd expect that. I mean, you say castle, okay. Maybe it doesn't have to be the castle we see in movies or from the past or anything. It just has to be grand. And it is grand. It looks huge. A huge piece of house. I mean, from a distance, you're like, oh my god, that's a beautiful building. But then when you get close, it's just, it's not that extra. Yeah. So one thing is the architecture wasn't good. Okay, if you have an eye for quality, like, or if you're someone who appreciates art and the like, when you get close, you're like, they cheapened out on this. Like, part of it is chipping off. The paint is not that good. It's wearing off, and yeah. So those little things, I think it took out the the amazement from the whole thing. But then another very key thing that happened, right, when we got to the castle, and you should know this because for me that was one bad experience that didn't make the day a 10 over 10 for me. So when we got to the castle, you're supposed to pay 5,000 Rwandan franc, which is like 50 Ghana cedis or less. You're supposed to pay that amount to enter the castle like space so that you can take pictures. Our guide forgot that. I don't know. I knew he had to pay because I remember he had mentioned it. But he went and spoke to the security while we waited, and what we had in mind was that he had made the payment because we were going to pay him the total. Okay. So he comes back and he's like, okay, let's go. Now I'm climbing the staircase excitedly. And this security is on top of the staircase. He's watching me come in. If you see my happy self, I'm happy. So we climb the staircase. We climb the staircase. I'm climbing and then I'm almost at the top. And he just puts out his hand like this. And I bump into it like hard. When you hit something, like the thing should even move. His hand was sturdy. And I bumped into him, like his hand, and then like I went back. And I was like, okay. Like, what's going? And he's like, you've not paid. He said it in their language. And I'm like, you can say that. Like, I'm not running away with 50 CDs, like, seriously. But that was I think, one bad experience I had. So please just pay the money. Make sure they paid up front so that you don't go through that. I ended up crying actually. So I didn't appreciate that castle, the castle tour. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even take pictures. But yes, your experience can be better. Just pay earlier so that you don't have to go through that humiliation. Anyway, so that was for day 2. After we finished with the castle, we didn't see anything else. We just rode back. We rode back to shore, and then we went to see our Airbnb for the night. So we stayed at that Airbnb for 2 nights. It was 70K for a night. We had 2 rooms, so we shared that as well. Boys, girls. Yeah. And for day 3, we didn't do anything. Honestly, day 3 we didn't go out. Day 3 was a Monday. There was people had assignments. People were tired. When you go for a trip, you have to take one day to relax, because I know it's exciting to see everything, but sometimes the goal of the trip is to relax. Okay. And I think for all of us, we had that in mind. So I was like, okay, 2 days have been intense. Can we just sleep today? And that was what it was. We slept. And it was fun. Just calm. We woke up that morning. When I woke up, so Divine and David made breakfast, which was nice. I remember it was French toast with bacon and baked beans, and we had tea. It was calm. It was, siblings from different parents vibe. Had that for breakfast. Then for lunch we had jollof and chicken. Yeah, I was the main cook for that. So we had jollof and chicken, and so it was myself and Chris. Yeah. We made lunch. It was actually great. We finished. I don't remember what we had. We ate that evening. I think it was just more of the jollof. I don't remember. But that was for day 2. After that, we submitted assignments. I had an assignment myself. Yeah. And then the rest of the day was just sleeping. Do your own thing, basically. You don't need to go anywhere. For day 4, okay. So for day 4 was calm. Day 4 was the day we left. So we left around, I think it was 11. We left the place around 11. We had the same French toasts, then bacon the next morning. I mean, we cooked a different set. Yes. First thing is we leave the Airbnb. We have a drive around Kibuye to see our goodbyes to the water and the community and the people. Yeah. See, coming back to Kigali, that was an experience on its own, and I'm gonna share. So we left Kibuye. The plan was go to Ellen DeGeneres' campus, which we did. Very exciting. I will insert a video for that as well. And we had fun, like seeing the space, playing monkey games, finding our monkey. It's not monkey look-alike. It's the monkey your behavior is closest to. Yeah. So the Ellen DeGeneres campus holds an important history and a hope as well for preservation of wildlife. Okay, so the campus is in memory of Diane Fossey, who she came to Kigali some time ago, and she was bent on preserving the gorillas against the poachers, and then they ended up killing her because she was taking away their livelihood. Yeah, but they didn't see the vision she had. And for me, I think she was a very strong woman to come into someone's space and go into the mountains and be with gorillas. And from the videos we watched, I don't think she only touched the gorillas' life. I'm sure she did make an impact among the humans, but looking at some of the videos, you see that the gorillas did get close to her. So that was some effort. Like, she had a vision of how things could be for them, and she was willing to put herself there to make it happen, even her life, literally, because they killed her. Yeah. So I mean, learning about all of that, it was just like, wow, like, yeah, it was a wow experience. And the campus is actually really beautiful. It's a nice scene to experience. They have gorilla games. There was a 3D game which we couldn't play because we got there late. So you can imagine, we left Kibuye around 11. We're getting to the campus around, like, was it 4 or 5, and they were closing. They also had an event at the rooftop, so we couldn't see that side. Now, when we were going to the Ellen DeGeneres campus, something that delayed us, that we got there late. Middle of nowhere, basically. The car stopped, but luckily there were motors and other vehicles on the road, and then there were some people. So 2 people get on the bike, go get the fuel, they come, we refill, and we are just there. Like, when they fill the fuel, the car is not, like, I remember, like, Chris was starting the car was not starting, and he's like, God, if this thing doesn't work, like, what are we going to do? Like, how are we getting out of here? It has to be full. Do you get? And luckily it was full, so we left. Like, I think we spent close to like 45 minutes at that spot. Yeah, but then again, everybody was chill about it. We left there, headed for Kigali. We didn't make any stops until we got to the Martial Arts Center, and it's really beautiful. It's Then again, if you like art, there are things you would appreciate without efforts. Yes, and they had beautiful pieces. I remember there was one piece I really liked. There was a monkey, and it had this face of, you know how people have this face of, it's like, I'm a child but I've grown, and I've grown because of the things I've seen. Like, my experiences have made me grow. That was the kind of expression I was getting from the monkey. So I remember I went to stand by it and I was making the face like, I mean, I'm not getting the face now, but I'll insert it as well. And it was just so, it's like when you look at the picture, you could see a monkey that has suffered in life. You understand? Like, he was a child, but he was not allowed to be a child, and he has aged in years because of his experiences. So that was it for Martial Arts Center, and we're like, okay, now it's late. I think it was like around 9 p.m. and we're like, yeah, we have to go home. Like, we're tired. We think this is it. Like, nothing can come out of this again. Like, it's just, we are done. Let's just go home. And then we are driving out of Martial Arts Center. We are going. And then David goes like, Crystal, something is wrong. He's like, the tire. We're like, okay. At that point, I'm hoping it's not true. But my hope was cut short, because it was true. The tire burst. The right side behind. And I mean, looking back at that, maybe it was where we parked when we went to the Martial Arts Center. That was another experience, because imagine going for a trip. You get a flat tire around 9-10 p.m. at a place you don't know, and nobody can fix the tire. Can you imagine how frustrating that would be? But luckily, it wasn't that frustrating for us, because David and Chris knew how to change the tire. So, good thing was we had a spare tire in the car. That was a good thing the guy did for us, the guy we got the vehicle from. So we had to move everything from the boot, change the tire, and everybody helped out. David did the screws, Chris, everybody, like, we are here, we are doing. Divine was holding the torch, and I was looking after the bags. Yes, because that was also very important, because you never know. Someone can just, I mean, we brought everything out, so it was on the road, like, beside the car, and people were passing. So someone could have just picked the bag. So, yeah, I was looking after the stuff and making sure they were safe. That was my role. But then when they were almost done, I went and I tried screwing, putting all of the screws together. That was very hard though. The longest part of the journey when we were going, David was sitting in front, and I wanted to shoot content. So I convinced him. I was like, I really want to shoot, and the angle is better when I sit in front. Okay, he agreed. We switched seats. I'm sitting in front, and I was excited. Okay, if you have seen my happy self before, it's very happy. Now, in my excitement, I remember David was playing a song. Like, I was vibing to the song. and the car just stopped on the road. And everybody, like, it was weird because Chris was sure he didn't do anything. I was kind of sure I didn't do anything. David and Divine were definitely sure they didn't do anything because they were in the back seat. And everybody was like, what happened? What happened? What happened? Like, what happened? I hit neutral. That was really serious. So I hit neutral by accident. I think I was turning to say something and my elbow just hit it, like, I got saved our lives, and we were not on a highway. It was a very not busy road. So yes, we came back alive. Finally, tools that really helped us on, I'll say tools and relationships that helped with this journey. The tools first were dearest Google Map. You were very helpful. Yeah, Google Map. And there's this speed cam app. Yeah, it just helps you to be cautious of where speed cams are. It keeps you more alert when you're driving. I think that was very helpful for us. Yeah. So the speed cam app, Google Maps, those were the two key apps we used. And then we had friends from school. I think that was really important because being able to call a colleague, one colleague at school had a business or has a business in the area, housing, speedboat riding. So it was a matter of calling and saying, oh, you want to do this, how can you help out? And then he gave us contacts in the space. So that was very helpful. Thank you to him. I can share his contact. I mean, when you text me on Instagram, I wouldn't put it here. Yeah. And then you can contact the company or maybe instead the company. So something I'm adding to this video is an Excel sheet that can help you plan a similar trip. Feel free to download it, edit it, and do with it as you please. Yeah, I hope that's helpful for you. Another thing would be, I think those are all the things to note about the trip and how you can plan one for yourself. I for most of the items on the Excel sheet, I didn't include specific amounts because it depends on how much you are willing to spend, like what you want to buy. So I mostly put varies or varying. Yeah, so you decide that cost. In total, the trip came to about 180k or less per person. Alright, so that has been it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Kindly like, comment, and subscribe because it would encourage me to make more videos, and that would be lovely actually. So I appreciate your time and you sticking around. Alright, so until next time, bye.